Hey guys, what's going on? And thanks for tuning in to Legatum Gaming, where today I'm going to be giving you an update from State of the Game, which they just streamed on Thursday, the 7th of September. Now, what an update this is. By far the best update we've had for the division, in my opinion. So let me get straight into it. So, first of all, they actually spoke about everybody in the community's kind of like disbelief at the RPM glitch. Now, the only problem with this is unfortunately they do not have a fix at this moment in time. So really disappointing. I know a lot of people thought there would be a glitch right now, or at least in the update this morning. However, it didn't happen. So apparently it's a client-based issue, and they do state that it's hard to fix. However, when they do kind of fix it, because it's client based, it will start with the PC first. So for those PC players, luckily you guys will get the first fix in the glitch, and then it will be released to console. Now that's actually the first and probably the only negative thing about the kind of like updates in which they released earlier today. So stay tuned. Next, they then spoke about PvP in terms of the new 4x4 mode, which is skirmish, coming to 1.8. Now they did kind of quote this is going to be a team deathmatch based aspect of it. So, who knows? Maybe there might be kind of like a capture the flag, or maybe kind of like a domination kind of themed event. I mean, this wasn't quoted. However, who knows coming forward. Now, the good thing they did mention this is the person with the highest gear score, and I will speak about gear score a little later, is you will be able to inspect the players whilst you play. So you'll be able to check kind of like what weapons they're running, what gear they have, kind of the mods they have on their weapons, etc., etc. Now, this is a really great addition. Rather than maybe like sending the player a message saying, hey bud, what gear you running, you actually have the ability to kind of check it when you're playing in the match. So that's a great aspect of it. If somebody's mowing you down and kind of destroying you, you can actually find out firsthand what gear they're running. So really pleased about that. They then spoke about kind of like the size of the maps to which the new mode's skirmish will be on. Now, there was some gameplay of a map. Now, it was only one map, so I'm not sure if they're just releasing one map, or two, or three, or, it might even be several. Who knows? Now, when they spoke about the size, they related it to being the size of the largest landmarks. They want it to be kind of like quick PvP action, and they did actually quote, it'll be kind of 10 seconds in terms of the run times until you get back into PvP. So, from maybe you starting the match, or at least until you die, to then coming back in, it will be probably no longer than 10 seconds. I suppose each kind of section is variable depending on where the players are in the map. However, let's aim for 10 seconds. Now, they did quote there will be no NPCs whilst you're playing the new skirmish mode, which is really, really good. Kind of just focuses on straight PvP action, so really happy about that. Now, whilst talking about skirmish in relation to Last Stand, they did actually mention they're going to raise the player bracket to 99. So it's kind of 40 at the minute, and it's kind of been 40 for a long while. So they're going to try and make this kind of relative towards the dark zone, as pretty much most people are maxed. Now, they didn't mention that, the glitch with the secret mines when Last Stand came out, that's actually why a lot of people are maxed. So, not too many people play it anymore. They kind of played it at the start, and then it kind of, Dark Zone kind of came back again, so that's pretty good. Then ever since the glitch, a lot of people were kind of reverting back to Last Stand. I don't know why, because the glitch is still viable in Last Stand. So yeah, good change. So they're increasing the player level to 99. Now, they did mention, as a second or third point, classified caches. So, this is what we have. So, although you only kind of get it from doing the farming and kind of getting at the new rewards vendor, they're actually going to increase or have classified caches. Now, they didn't mention too much in terms of actually how you get these as such and kind of the best kind of maybe routes or the best sort of way to get these. However, classified caches is going to be a new option to have. Now, the kill count in terms of the new skirmish mode is going to be, or at least what they think at the second, is either the first to 20 kills or a timer of 10 minutes. Now, this is not confirmed, and they are going to be releasing a PTS for this. So, based on kind of like what you guys say, what the community says, this will obviously enable them to decide whether this is correct, whether it needs to be a higher kill count, a lower kill count, higher timer, or lower. You get the point. Now, the next topic, and one that I'm really excited to speak about, is gear optimization. So what is this? And I kind of wondered this when they first said it. And actually, what they quoted is it's the next level of gear. So it enables you to chase the ultimate build, unquote. So although they haven't really gave us kind of any sort of definitive detail around this, they kind of spoke about recalibrating your gear, not once. Then they enabled it to be twice under the kind of new classified gear, and actually to give you something new to chase. Now, in terms of the gear optimization, this will be based at the minute next to the current recalibration station. So, you guys can find this at the terminal. Now, they did quote another place. However, most people do just go to the terminal to kind of recalibrate, kind of catch up, check the vendors out. So that's going to be the place to go. Now, based with gear optimization is a new Gearscore. So this is going to be obviously based for 1.8, and it's going to be kind of based on your stats. So 256 now, which is the actual top end, is actually going to be the bottom end. So you can actually get up to 286, so that will be the top. And this will be reflective on the rolls of the gear you have. So for example, your armor. So you can actually see the gear, which may be between 256 and 286, depending on your firearms, stamina, electronics, health, armor, etc. it has on it. So for example, and they actually quoted, and I can relate to this as well as anybody else, a piece of gear is dropping on the floor, it's 256, and you've already got it. You don't really look at it in great detail if you've already got a pretty maxed out kind of piece of gear, which, you kind of expect. You won't want to keep looking at the gear you've already got. However, now it's going to drop gear dependent on what's on it. So you could see a piece of gear between 256 and 286, and then of course it makes it a lot easier or a better decision to just swap it out based on that. So that looks and sounds really, really awesome. So really looking forward to that. And of course, you're able to optimize that, and they mentioned armor. So where we've never been able to kind of recalibrate armor, now it's enabling us to do that. So, a lot more depth, a lot more detail involved now in builds. Able to check the player's builds, able to kind of recalibrate armor, increase the gear score. These guys are doing a lot. So a really, really great update in terms of that. Now, they did touch up on Division Tech, or also known as D-Tech if you guys like, and this is for the optimization station. So where there's been a couple kind of people asking the questions, okay, so why are they changing the D-Tech? The actual question is for the optimization station. So this will become the most important currency going. Now, they did quote that the Dark Zone will be the best place for this, kind of like it always has been. Although, for those people who don't like the Dark Zone, don't like PvP, they will add various other ways for you to get this. Now, although they didn't mention it in terms of too much how to get it, if you guys checked out last week's State of the Game, it will be the new mode, or it's kind of like farming, PvE, and it's kind of like the new waves. So you guys that didn't check that out, just check out my video on last week. I'll link it in at the end, and you guys can have a look. So that's going to be confirmed, actually, another addition to get Division Tech. Now, in terms of that, I'd imagine they'd probably throw it to some missions, although, that's not confirmed. Couple more bits before we close up is stamina. So they're going to actually be adjusting kind of stamina again. So if you guys remember, before health was actually the main point, and then they kind of swapped it to toughness. Now they're actually looking at it again. So considering the extra DPS people are going to be having based on the new gear, the new recalibration, the new exotics which are coming in, I think it's a great decision. So although they haven't actually quoted what they're going to be doing with it in terms of maybe the percentages or what it's going to be called, I mean, they might just keep it to toughness. Who knows? However, as a main point, they are going to be changing the toughness in terms of the higher spec that you can have it on the spectrum scale. Now, they did briefly talk about a new Dark Zone bracket. A couple people asked that. However, they quickly squashed it. So they're basically saying if you're in the highest Dark Zone bracket, everybody else is going to be in that too, and they're going to have roughly the same gear, or at least it's going to be good PvP. So, why would you need extra Dark Zone brackets? So totally agree with that. Really good decision, and happy for that. Last but not least, I know a couple of people have been asking about this, and it is going rogue. So I suppose, a lot of people do play now, the high-end or the end-game players, do just go rogue now. Totally get that, unless it's farming for classified gear. Now, what they have said, and they did briefly only speak about this, is actually they're going to kind of stop friendly fire in the Dark Zone. So there's going to be no accidental going rogue. Now, they did briefly mention there's a toggle What that looks like, I can't show you. What you have to do it, I don't know. However, there will be a toggle for actually when you want to go rogue or not. So if you're kind of chasing a load of rogues or a load of manhunts and you're shooting them and another player gets in your way, you won't have an accidental 19-second timer, which, to me doesn't matter too much. I enjoy a good PvP. For those people who do watch my videos, that's pretty much all I do. However, I do get I do get this, so no beef with that. I'm sure a lot of people will enjoy it, so no accidental timers. Okay, guys, great update. Really excited to give you guys this news. Hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you do want more Division content, then feel free to subscribe.